Let's look at the way out of all the threats to violence and the violence going on. What should we be doing to ensure that the electorate, the politicians, all just act or conduct themselves decently such that to have a peaceful elections?
I think again, I think the leaders have to call their supporters and they should stop pretending. Especially when people are tried to be half clever. For example, someone saying that it is an attack on APC. Someone said no, it's planned by APC, or an attack on the president's convoy. Someone I heard in one of the stations saying that it was PDP that planned the attack on the president. I mean, that is ridiculous.
I don't know, just a moment, I don't know if you saw that conversation between the accusation from the governor of Bauchi State against the minister of the FCT. Did you by any means comment?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, let's let that pass. But you were a member of the national conference,
yes.
And you've also heard a fellow member of the national conference call for postponement. That's Tunde Bakare, on certain grounds. He believes that certain things in the conference recommendations should be implemented first, so as to reduce the tension. He believes that it will make them less contentious. Do you agree?
No, I completely agree, because what we're discussing, the violence, the whole atmosphere, it's a wave of an ocean which, to deal with in other words, what am I saying? Is that the whole situation where we are now, the arms coming into the country, people have turned politics into do or die affair. It's a winners take all. All this should have been solved in the first place. And of course, but since we now find ourselves in a situation where we're now in an election, I think what Tunde Bakare and co is calling for is that he sees danger, sees danger ahead.
Do you see danger as well?
I do.
What is the cause? What is the baseline of the danger that you see?
Now, if you disenfranchise people, obviously, they will be, because it is their inalienable human right. And if you disenfranchise people and tell people that they should not be violent, it's a joke.
What about making use of the legal channels to seek redress?
The legal channels, if I'm to be honest, have all not been fair.
All? How can we say
most times they've not been fair.
Give me an example.
Pardon?
Any example?
Any examples of what?
Any one that has not been fair?
I don't need to give specific examples.
No,
all I can say is that I don't have confidence in the judiciary.
Why not?
Because I have seen that it is cash and carry.
How do you mean?
If you have money and you have the influence, you can get away with anything.
There are judges out there, still steeped in integrity. They are judges of integrity. I'm sure that they would definitely not be happy with that. So to say that, the judiciary is cash and carry, yes, you're allowed not to have any confidence in it. But for you to just say that the entire judiciary is cash and carry.
I've not said the whole entire. I said I have no confidence in the judiciary. And what informs that? There are only about less than 30% of judges that have integrity.
According to whose statistics?
According to, that's why
your personal statistics and how you feel.
From this opinion. that's what I meant by that I don't have confidence in the judiciary, because where 70% of the judiciary is become cash and carry.
It's very important that we stay with what is fact rather than staying with what is your feelings, because 30%, 70% is according to how you're feeling currently.
You asked me my opinion.
Yes,
you're
entitled to your opinion.
It's a
But when
dialogue.
we begin to bring
It's
in
a dialogue,
figures,
no opinion. I've not said Nigerians' opinion. I've said
yes, but when you begin
me,
to bring in figures, people begin to think that you're actually quoting from a source. It's very important. Yes, it's very important that we stay with what is fact.
they are approximations.
Yes, but would you kindly give us an instance of where you felt that a judgment was not fair? I think it's very important. What exactly punctured your confidence in the judiciary?
For example, there was a cases of in Delta where a friend of mine, and I was very close to, contested elections, and with all the documents and with all the evidences, but the case was thrown away with Chief Great Ogburu. And it's well known in all circles that all the elections and whatever, he won them. But the judiciary threw his case away.
You should know that, I mean, there are several processes that people need to go through in the courts.
Yeah.
If you go to the court of first instance,
Yes.
there's an appeal,
Yes.
and then there's a Supreme Court.
Yes.
Not everybody wins their cases in court. And sometimes they don't like the judgment, not because they deliberately skewed it, but if their counsels don't argue properly in the court and they lose, after all, I mean, you see the judges themselves, they're dissenting judgments and all of this, but the majority hesitate.
All right.
It's a democracy. It's
All
a
right.
process of the system.
All right.
You know, it's important that people also have that mindset.
But,
right?
but you know,
The importance of the judiciary,
Yes.
because I see people talking about justice. If
Yes.
people have that sense of justice, if they believe in the system, then they could say, okay, well, rather than take the law into my hands and seek self-help, or jungle justice as they call it, some of them, I know I can seek redress and get
let me
sorted out.
respond to this with all seriousness and all responsibility. Truly, our judiciary, our judges needs to wake up. They have not given respect to the profession. All I can say.
Are we taking advantage of that window before we come to that conclusion?
The issue is, once you erode people's confidence in a system, you leave people with no options. All I'm saying is that the responsibility is for all political leaders to really take it easy, because they might as well throw away the system they want to govern.
But we can pull through this. We've done this before, several elections. Do you think we can also scale through this one?
Oh, yes, I'm sure, and I pray that we do, especially with the whole world looking at us. But I think one way of doing it, we must in no way disenfranchise any person. For example, one critical thing right now is that a lot of people don't have PVCs. Again, you may say I should not use estimate, but I would say...
No, you could use correct estimates, not that you should not use estimates.
I can say, for example, maybe...
If you quote INEC figures, that's
let me quote a figure now, since you want
is
figures.
Is that INEC figure?
Yeah, see.
That doesn't look like INEC figure.
No, it is. It says 68, over 68 million people voted register. Only 54 million printed. There is still a shortfall of about, to be fair, to be a conservative, it says 14, but I would say 10 million. If you deprive 10 million people...
Yeah, but did INEC say
Pardon?
that those people will not have their PVC?
The INEC is still presuming that they will do by the 13th of February.
You don't think we should give them the benefit of the doubt?
No, I think what is important is that people must be allowed to vote. And if by 13th of February, people still do not have their PVC, I do hope Jega would do what is needful.
All right,
otherwise there'll be violence. If you deprive people of the chance.
There are courts where they can channel their grievances to. They shouldn't take laws into their hands. That's
don't
basic.
deprive people of their right to vote. If you deprive people of their right to vote, you are creating dangerous precedents.
Okay, thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you too.
We'll be back after this break and take a look at your comments. Don't go away yet.